let's catch up on the past few weeks. As you may or may not know, I finished my last preclinical semester of med school virtually from home. Spent time with my parents and siblings, ate a lot of good food, and tried to bake. In my last few days, we made dumplings.
When your house doesn't have a roller and your dad uses his alcohol to roll the dough.
Tried to make a scrapbook, but got too tired after just a couple pages, and pulled an all-nighter to watch all 14 episodes of a Korean drama right before my flight back to New York City.
There's still more left.
And before I knew it, it was back to the socially distanced dorm life of instant food, takeout, and frantically binging Netflix in my last few days before school picked up. After not getting a haircut for over a year, my hair was also starting to get really long, so I went with my med school friend to Chinatown to finally get rid of my split ends before clerkships.
I no longer have a flat head. That's what he said. The top of my head was like flat because of the weight of the hair, and now it has volume.
So pretty.
No longer a flat head.
This month we have something called the Clinical Enhancement course. Because we have clerkships in February, we are spending the month of January to prepare to be in the hospital. What that means is we have a lot of cases, learn how to do write-ups, problem solve clinically, come up with diagnostic, therapeutic plans, and it's been a lot. It's exciting that I'll be going into the hospital soon, but it has also just been difficult for me to adjust my sleep schedule and also to gear back up into school so quickly. Because of COVID, we haven't really had many opportunities to do physical exams and step foot in the hospital, so we're using the month of January to learn how to do clinical write-ups. We're rounding with teams. We're just getting accustomed to the hospital before we have to set foot into it full time. To be honest, I'm pretty nervous for clerkships just because I really don't remember much from preclinical at all, and it's vastly different from everything we've done before. It's one thing to remember a fact and then another thing to be presented with so many pieces of information, learn how to collect that information, learn how to piece it all together, and then present a diagnostic plan, a treatment plan, not just in writing but also orally. Public speaking is something that I've always struggled with. There are times when I just don't know what to say or how to say things. So that is a little bit worrisome. Another thing I'm worried about is my sleep schedule. So my first two clerkships are OB-GYN in February and then surgery in March and April. And I am a night owl. I am someone who sleeps between the hours of 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. And so over the past few days I have been trying to adjust my sleep schedule back a little bit. So I've switched from having bedtimes between the hours of 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. EST to having bedtimes between 12:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. EST, but that's still not enough. During clerkships, I'm going to have to wake up at 5 a.m. if not earlier. It's been a pretty long time since I've had to wake up very early consistently, and so adjusting to that new sleep schedule in addition to learning everything there is about clerkships, it's kind of intimidating.
You can't censor me. Put like a cover on my face.
It's okay, you're too tall anyways.
Oh, that's good. Benefits of being a tall.
I'm kind of tired.
Good morning. Right now at 6:15. I woke up 9 minutes late because I changed my alarm sound, and the alarm sound I changed it to is not something that I'm trained to wake up to. But today I'm going to be in labor and delivery, and I'm going to be shadowing a student. Just one day ago I fell asleep at 6 a.m. and so this is a very radical change. This is what it looks like outside at 6 a.m. I don't know what suddenly happened to my camera. Okay, so I'm back in my room. I just finished shadowing a third-year medical student in the hospital in labor and delivery, and it was really helpful actually. I got to see the role of a medical student during rotations. I got to ask a lot of questions about clerkship, advice. She gave me a lot of helpful resources and tips. Now I am just eating lunch, and then in about 4 hours I have to go back into the hospital for something called HNP. Basically, I'll just be interviewing a patient patient, getting their full history and taking a physical exam, and then I'll practice writing notes and giving an oral presentation. This is all just in preparation for clerkship in February when we'll actually be working in the hospital. I am surprisingly not as tired as I thought I would be. This shift in my bedtime I thought would be very jarring, but I'm pretty fine. I haven't even had a coffee today and I'm not falling asleep yet. My eyes feel a little dry, but that's about it. I am ready to go to my H&P session. Got my stethoscope, all of my exam stuff, a medical clipboard for the interview to take notes, all these tools. I'll be back in 4 hours. So today was a pretty long day. I was in labor and delivery shadowing an M3 from about 6:45 a.m. to 11 a.m. I ate lunch, I got some quick groceries, studied for a little bit, and then from 4 p.m. to about 8 p.m. another student and I met with a physician who talked with us about ways to approach the physical exam and history taking of a patient that we ourselves would be interviewing. And then after about an hour of discussion, we each went to the rooms of our respective patients and conducted a complete history with review of systems and a physical exam. Right now it is 9:40 p.m. After I got back at 8, I just felt really tired and decided to sit down and do nothing for an hour. And then I ate some donuts that my friend made, which were absolutely delicious. It might partially be because I haven't eaten anything since noon, but they were so good. Now that I've eaten the donuts and have spent over an hour and a half doing nothing, I am going to finish writing up the note for this patient that I interviewed today. So tomorrow I have 2 cases. I'm probably going to meet with my classmates at about 9 a.m. to go over an OB case and a surgery case. And then I have to do a bi-weekly COVID test at around 12:45. And then at 2 p.m. I'm going to learn how to do the female gyne exam. And that session will last from 2 to 5. It'll be in person in the hospital with one other person in the room learning with me. I don't really know how I'm supposed to be spending my time. I do have classmates who have been preparing for clerkships by starting UWorld already and reading, but I don't really know where to start. My M3 today said that if I have time, then she'd recommend watching some online med ed videos, so I might watch a couple of those tonight. I know I don't usually talk this much in my vlogs, but I decided to do it on this one because after talking to a lot of upperclassmen about their experiences with clerkships, I realized that it's really helpful to hear about these experiences. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this or find this helpful, but I figured might as well, why not? Another reason I'm talking more in my vlog is because in the next few months, maybe the next year, I don't actually know how much time I will have realistically to upload YouTube videos, just because I've heard that the hours during clerkships can be rough, especially for some clerkships like medicine and surgery. Like for medicine, we have 6 days a week of being in the hospital, and when we're not in the hospital, it's a lot of studying, going over problems in UWorld, outside assignments, and other things like that. And also because this is a clinical experience where I'm going to be taking care of patients, I feel like I should focus more on the care that the team is providing for the patients and learning as much as I can while I'm in the hospital setting. I don't really know how much time I'm going to be able to spend on YouTube videos outside of that. I feel like I should also take a minute to reflect on the past month. Because of COVID, my class had most of their physical diagnosis sessions and in-person clinical learning canceled over the past year, and so things that we should have learned in the second half of first year we didn't learn because school completely went virtual after March. In order to catch us up to speed and also make sure that we're ready and feel comfortable going into clerkships in our second semester of second year, our school for the first time designed something called a clinical enhancement course, which would through January, before our clerkship started in February, teach us everything we need to know, basically like a 1-month boot camp to clerkships. This month has been a lot of in-person sessions and virtual group work of going through cases, learning how to think about cases in the different core specialties like surgery, medicine, OB-GYN, pediatrics, and it's been a lot more than we have been doing before in terms of the workload, but it has also been really helpful to learn about how all of the data is presented, what kind of labs we get, what kind of things to focus on, and how to move forward with treatment plans, how to think about treatment plans and contingencies of what to do when something goes wrong or something doesn't go as expected, how to think about and list differential diagnoses. I'm not sure how our school will design the curriculum moving forward, and I don't know how other schools do it, but I'm not sure how I would have gone into clerkships without it, to be honest. So I'm very grateful that our school has designed this for us. I'll record you guys
Thank you for
eating at McDonald's.
letting me steal your fries.
Wait, you never asked for permission though?
Yeah,
That's
that's
why he
fine.
said steal.
I was going to sleep, but then I remembered that True Beauty is out today, so I can't sleep anymore.
So I hope that in the last 4 weeks that you've managed to really build on your skills and that you're starting your journey as a physician.
And now it's the Sunday before my first day of rotations. Here I am, frantically editing all of this footage and getting my life together in the few hours that remain. It looks like there's going to be a winter storm tonight, and the weather forecast doesn't look too great, so we're off to a promising start. Also, lastly, wait, before we end, I want to share a free resource for US Premeds that I made with a few colleagues. Roadmap to Med is a completely free, volunteer-run online platform to share information on the US med school application process. We've compiled sample essays, lists of summer and gap year opportunities, resources for first-gen, low-income, and undocumented students, and a lot more. If you or anyone you know in the United States will be applying to med school soon, please spread the word. You can find this resource at roadmaptomed.com, and I've also included a link in the description. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye!